When Air Canada disrupted their round trip to Florida, Rob and Adrianne McNabb did something unusual. They sued the airline in small claims court.
My wife and I decided, well, let's take on Air Canada. And as the process turned out, I was able to prove that, yes, they were in the wrong and they had to pay.
They won a $3,000 judgment, a victory that could help the escalating number of other Canadians who feel they've been mistreated. There's the Ottawa man who flew Air Canada to the Caribbean for his upcoming wedding.
Obviously bought everything in Canada, packed it all up. My suit, my shoes, my tie, all the accessories and everything, cufflinks, the whole works. Everything is in my luggage, and luggage never arrived.
This BC man, who says WestJet changed his flight itinerary, then told him he's on the hook for rearranging it.
I did exactly what they said, and in the end of it, they charged me $1,200 more. And then they refused to give me back the difference. And they won't even talk to me anymore.
And the Air Canada customer whose changed flight schedule was blamed on poor weather.
I find it odd, very odd, that they would know 2 weeks in advance that bad weather would cause a 15-minute delay.
An airline that's funded in part by tax dollars from those very same customers.
It is an atrocity what they're getting away with. How can they get away with it?
The Trudeau government's Air Passenger Bill of Rights is supposed to protect passengers, forcing airlines to rebook or compensate for disruptions. But advocates say those protections are being ignored.
Often passengers complain that their flight was cancelled, but they cannot even reach the airline.
In statements to Global News, both Air Canada and WestJet insist they are meeting their obligations. The Canadian Transportation Agency says it's issued almost $100,000 in penalties against the airlines for violating the Passenger Bill of Rights. But advocates say, considering the widespread chaos, penalties should be much higher.
The airlines just aren't thinking ahead. They took our money to begin with, they booked our times, and every single flight we've booked in the last 3 years has been changed at some point in time.
The McNabbs have launched a second lawsuit in small claims court, this one against WestJet, a last resort they'd rather not turn to every time their plans for a relaxing retirement trip are upended. Ross Lord, Global News.